Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Marvel Superhero Mashers Venom. So yes, here we have Venom. I'm not normally into the whole gimmicky toys that are marketed towards children, but I was rather fond of this particular Venom. Essentially the gimmick for Superhero Mashers is that they're very easily deassembled and you can attach other characters' parts to them, which is really, really silly. So essentially you just go out and you buy all of them and then you mash them up together and make something that looks really stupid. But the Venom figure itself looks pretty cool, and I kind of just wanted to get it. Their articulation's actually pretty good. Venom himself comes with a cannon thing, which is really silly. And then he comes with this big Carnage arm, which is kind of cool. I'm hoping that means that later on they'll make Carnage, which I would also get. And that's probably about as far as I'll go, unless they start making really obscure characters or something. Anyway, he is pretty cool, so let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, skill paint details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting with a quick size comparison, here we have our Mashers Venom. Here is a standard Marvel Legends Superior Spider-Man, and there's 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Venom is actually roughly in scale with Marvel Legends. He's just a very, very different style. So if you want a really stylized Venom for your Marvel Legends collection, he will certainly work. He's definitely bulky enough, and he's slightly taller, so he would probably be in scale. Of course, he is still much bigger than a Marvel Universe figure. And stop. Venom time. Alright, here is a bunch of Venoms to compare to this Venom, just because I happen to have a lot of Venoms. Marvel Legends Icons Venom. This is a big 15-inch animated series Venom. Here's Scorpion Stinger Venom. Here's the Masters Venom. There's Marvel Select Venom. Behold all the Venoms. If you're curious about any of the Venoms, I do have reviews up of all of them, so you can go look for those if you so desire. Anyway, let's get all these other Venoms out of here and just look at the Superhero Mashers Venom. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Venom. He is mostly black. He has his white spider on his chest. It doesn't connect on the ribs like it's supposed to, but other than that, it is on the front and back, so that's okay. He does not have the white rectangles on his hands, which is slightly annoying. One of his hands is in a big clawy pose, and the other one is in a fist. He has big clawed feet. Venom sometimes has clawed feet, and sometimes he just has normal sort of pointy shoe-like feet. I'm fine with either. It looks fine to me. His style is very angular. It doesn't look bad, it's just a different style. He does have these little holes all over his body, which are somewhat not good to look at, but those are where you would plug stuff into him at. Anyway, that's about all for his body detail. Let's zoom in on the head sculpt. Alright, zooming in on Venom's head sculpt, it is a pretty basic but accurate head sculpt for Venom. The eyes are sculpted in there fairly nicely. The teeth are sculpted and painted white. His tongue is red and it has a crease down the middle. It curls up a little bit. It is also removable if you don't want him to have a tongue. And that looks okay as well, provided you don't like Venom to have a tongue. So, that's fairly acceptable if basic head sculpt. Now let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Our articulation-wise, Venom is pretty good, and he should have the same articulation as all the other Superhero Mashers do. Head is on a disc, so that rotates and moves up and down fairly well. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. He has a ball joint elbow, so that rotates and hinges. He does not have a waist cut. That actually really irritates me. Ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back. Ball joint knees, in and out, rotation. Ankles hinge and pivot and rotate as they are also on ball joints. So articulation-wise, he is pretty good. You can get him into some poses, and he looks pretty cool, so I am fine with that. Now, when we're talking about his joints, let's go ahead and disassemble him, because he disconnects at pretty much every joint he has. Alright, there he is fully parted out. Like I said, he disconnects at almost every joint except for his shoulder joints. There's a foot, lower leg, upper leg, chest. Here's his arm, and here is his head. So those can all come off, and you can interchange them with other figures if you so desire. Now let's take a look at Venom's accessories. First off, Venom comes with his big sort of slime rocket launcher thing. It's textured fairly nicely, and as far as gimmicks go, I suppose projectiles are one of my less hated versions. It's got a button here so you can fire it. It can peg into this arm or into any of the other holes on his body. It's got this big sort of tube thing that you can attach to it. And then this is the projectile, and it fires with this button right here. It fires fairly well. I have no issues with that. So that's fairly okay. I'm not going to have him displayed with it, but if you like projectiles, it is effective. And then he also comes with this big, cool Carnage arm. I actually like it. I probably won't display him with it, but I think it's cool. It's red, very nice sculpting. It's got some red line work on it, and then the tips of each fingers are painted black, except for this one for some reason. and that just replaces his normal lower arm. It also has the peg hole in it, so you can peg things into it if you so desire. So, yeah, that wraps it up for all of Venom's accessories. Let's look at the packaging. Packaging-wise, Venom comes in the second size version of this packaging. There's a smaller one, and then there's one that's a lot bigger, because there's like a basic, and then mid-range, and then deluxe versions of these figures. I actually really like the packaging on these. They have a big window here, so you can see everything. They have this sort of really stupidly assembled Hulk Iron Patriot thing down here. Marvel Superhero Mashers, Venom mashup with Carnage. Upgrade your mashup. On the back, you get a picture of Venom, who has been combined with lots of other things to make him not look as cool. And then other things available in this series are Captain America, Wolverine, Doctor Doom, and Hulk, as well as Venom. As is usually the case with windowed boxes, this is good for in or out-of-package display. So, yeah, Venom.
Alright, that wraps it up for Venom, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.